Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado, and Shiva Sai Mandir also in Denver, Colorado. And welcome to day 5 of Maha Navaratri 2025. And tonight we are honoring Maha Bhairavi with a Puja and Satsang. Just a couple of quick announcements before we begin. So want to apologize. We were hoping to simulcast tonight's broadcast via Zoom. That will not be happening till tomorrow. And just a reminder, Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow and the next day, please look for our broadcasts at noon. So I'll be doing the noon pujas and satsangs Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll be uploading the video to YouTube, so it should show up on YouTube by 1 p.m. And then we'll resume the 6 o'clock pujas and satsangs on Monday. So the fifth Mahavidya is Maha Bhairavi, the cremation ground goddess. Maha Bhairavi is the healing and transformation that takes place when one discovers the divine presence both within and without. So just to give a little recap, we've discussed how Ma Kali comes to us when we're first in a state of distress, needing healing, and she makes the initial vibrations toward transformation. That is then refined by Tara, and she represents the path we take in that healing and transformation, the sadhana, or the form of devotion that we do, for example, or the form of meditation. Then, as we go through that transformational process, we first notice the divine in external things, and that is Tripura Sundari. But then this great shift takes place, and we find that same divine presence within ourselves. And an immediate transformation takes place with that discovery. And Bhairavi is that transformation. Bhairavi means terrifying or awesome. And her frightening appearance destroys the limitations and illusions that are set by our egos. The fact that she resembles Kali reminds us that opportunities to refine our healing will arise as we face the same issues again and again and again. She is sometimes shown covered with eyes, symbolizing expanded awareness. So I'm going to bring our painting a little bit closer so you can see it. She has long, unbound hair. Her Shakti, her divine feminine power, is completely free. Like Lord Shiva, the crescent moon is in her hair. She wears a necklace of skulls, 50 in number, and these are the letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. So she is associated with both the power of the word and especially the power of mantra. Her dwelling place is the cremation ground, and therefore she is a goddess of that transformation that I was just describing. Her jewelry is snakes, the rising of Kundalini energy in acts of meditation. She holds a sword for cutting away ego attachments, for slaying our inner demons. And she holds a kapala or skull cup, representing the transformation of consciousness. She is displaying 2 mudras, Abhaya mudra, fear not, and Varada mudra, giving of boons. And we receive those boons by letting go of our fears, letting her come in with that sword and cut those fears away. And then you notice that her body is covered with eyes. And these eyes all over her body represent expanded awareness. When Bhairavi conveys her wisdom, she gives it to us straight and directly, nothing sugar-coated. She is sometimes depicted, as I mentioned, as living on the cremation grounds, which represent the inevitability of change. And she will share her wisdom to anyone who is willing to let go of their fears. And this is another very classic image of Bhairavi. Sorry for the printing quality of that. And we can see a devotee listening to her wisdom as she sits among the cremation fires, surrounded by scavengers. And note especially the black dogs in the corner, because her mount, just like her consort, Lord Bhairab, they are associated with dogs. Dogs are cremation ground scavengers and also guardians to the underworld, kind of similar to the Greco-Roman Cerberus. And so her divine wrath and anger is directed at negative forces within our psyche. And here's another classic cremation ground image, again showing Ma Bhairavi with the black dog. She's related to Ma Durga in her role as Mahishasura Mardini, the slayer of the great ego, personified as the buffalo demon. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute. She also represents the power of tapas, and tapas is the divine transforming heat. Thus she is associated with fire pujas, with homas. And tapas are taking an active role in our healing and transformation. This is another famous Bhairavi image that you can sometimes find online. I have one myself. And it's based, I've seen the original one that this is based on in the Indian National Museum in Delhi. She is also related to Kali in the form of the skeletal goddess Chamunda, like this image from the British Museum. And a vital temple to Chamunda Bhairavi, as she is sometimes known in this form, is in the city of Bhubaneswar in the state of Orissa. And I was lucky enough to visit this temple in the summer of 2008. And here is the image of Chamunda Bhairavi from that temple. Tripura Bhairavi, like Tripura Sundari, governs the three worlds: creation, maintenance, and destruction. And those divine functions of Icha Shakti, the power of will, Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge, and Kriya Shakti, the power of action. And she also represents three forms of fire: flames, or Agni; lightning, Vajra; and the sun, Surya. Her Shiva is Rudra, also known as Bhairab, or Mahakala, the great force of time. And this is a rather famous image of Black Bhairab from the Dubar Square in Kathmandu. And just adjacent to that image is White Bhairab. And Bhairab represents that power that helps us to face our fears. And when we face our fears with the help of Bhairab, we discover the tranquil form of Lord Shiva within. There are more benign images of Ma Bhairavi, like this painting in the Orissan form. She's often depicted wearing a red gown, red being the color of Shakti, divine feminine energy. Or she's shown naked with her breasts smeared with blood. Like Tara, she wears a necklace of severed human heads. If they are freshly cut heads in the image, they represent new thoughts. The mala that she wears or holds in some images is also associated with time. And in some images, she's also shown holding a scroll of knowledge. She's sometimes also shown holding a trident, again, associated with the three worlds. A noose for binding ignorance, a goad, an elephant goad, for guiding her followers, and a sword for cutting through ego, cutting through illusions, and slaying our inner demons. And I mentioned the Kapala for the transformation of thought. Another of her forms is called Shitala, and she's called upon to cure or prevent smallpox. That was her original function. Now she's called upon situations involving childhood diseases like measles or chickenpox. But here's an image of Shitala seen riding a donkey. And in fact, sometimes Chamunda is shown with a face that bears smallpox pustules, representing the fact that she has the divine power to take away illness, not just physical illness, but mental and spiritual illness as well. Physically, Ma Bhairavi is related to the Kundalini as well, and hence the snakes that she wears as jewelry. Her mantra that we're going to be reciting tonight is Hsrain, Hsklrim, Hsrauh. And these three syllables have similar forms to Tripura Sundari's mantra of Aing, Klim, Sao. Her yantra is very similar to that of Kali's, although numerous superimposed triangles surrounded by 8 lotus petals. And this is the Narad Ghat in Varanasi. This is near where the temple where I was initiated into Kriya Yoga in 2015, 2016. And you'll notice this house here, and there's a Bhairavi yantra painted on the side. And this was the home of Mark Dizakowski, a very well-known tantric scholar. So tonight we honor Ma Chamunda Bhairavi. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. So I invite you to find that comfortable seated position. Find a position where your back can be straight. You could be seated on your mat, maybe with a cushion under your hips. Or you can be seated in a straight back chair. Maybe roll the shoulders back to open the chest. And let's begin our practice as we have before, with long, slow, and deep yogic breathing. Slowly breathing in, slowly breathing out, filling and emptying the lungs. breathing away the cares and concerns of the day, those anxieties of things that have happened or things that need to happen. Just let those go for now. And breathing in an increased sense of relaxation and peace and safety. Focusing your breath and your attention on your heart center, and there connecting with that divine presence within yourself. Remembering it is always there. She is always there to guide us, to teach us, and to heal us. And once again, I invite you to remember your personal sankalpa, your personal intention for this Navaratri season. And as we prepare, I invite you to silently, once again, repeat that intention to yourself 3 times. And then slowly bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Let's begin by our practice tonight by chanting the 3 syllables of Ma Bhairavi's mantra. Hsrain, Hsklrim, Hsrauh. Inhale Hsrain. Hsrain. Inhale Hsklrim. Hsklarim. Inhale Hsrauh. Hsrauh. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Inhale and exhale. Slowly open your eyes if they're closed, with a relaxed gaze upon the screen and the image of Ma Bhairavi, and just let your hands rest comfortably in your lap. Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmade Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmade Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmade Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Shuklam Varanam Vishnum Sashivanam Shatobijam Prasnavanam Dayat Sava Vignopasantaye Jaganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guru Ve Namah. Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Machur Mukshiyam Amritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya, Prasida Bishvesvara Pe Vishvam, Tvamishura Devi, Chachara Charasya Jema Devi. Om Jayanti Mangalakali, Bhadrakali, Kapalini, Durga Shama Shiva Datri, Svasvada Namostute, Jayatvam Devi Chamunde, Jayabhutita Harani, Jayasarvagate Devi, Kalaratri Namostute, Jemakali. Om Trapura Devi Vidmae, Kameshvari Chadimai, Tano Bhairavi Prachodayat, Jema Bhairavi. So I invite you to join me in chanting Ma Bhairavi's mantra, Hsrain, Hsklrim, Hsrauh, as we give our offerings. Hsrain, Hsklrim, Hsrauh. 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 So I invite you to continue chanting with me. You're welcome to chant loud or in silence. This can be an open-eyed meditation, focusing on our image of Ma Bhairavi, or you're welcome to go within, closing your eyes. Either way, let the power of the mantra guide your consciousness to where it needs to be. Hsrain, Hsklrim, Hsrauh. 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 Breathing deeply, meditating quietly, integrating the mantra and its power into your being, and feeling it working toward the fulfillment of your intentions. Hsrain, Hsklrim, Hsrauh. Jema Bhairavi. Jema Bhairavi. Jema Bhairavi. Jema. 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 Kapuragoram karunavataram samsarasaram bhujagendraharam sada santam hridayaravindeya Bivam bivani saitam namami Devi prapanote hare prasida Prasida matara jagata kilasya Prasida vishvesvara pe vishvam Tvam ishora devi chachara charasya. Jema Bhairavi. Jema Bhairavi. Jema Bhairavi. Jema. 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 Oh, and we just have some freshly made prasad. Yeah, if you'll hand me that bowl, I'm going to definitely offer it. Navidyam samapayami sri Bhairavi nama. Atakyam samapayami sri Bhairavi nama. Puja samapayami sri Devi nama. Jema Bhairavi. Jema Bhairavi. Jema Bhairavi. Oh, and it looks wonderful, by the way. Om Sava Mangala Mangalye Shiva Svada Sadike Saranye Trambake Devi Narayane Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamashoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityuma Mritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Om. Jai Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Ma Devi. Jai Ma Kali. Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. So I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Taking a moment to again thank the divine presence within yourself, especially in the form of Maha Bhairavi, knowing she's there to guide you, to protect you, to teach you and heal you at all times. And take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice, knowing you can repeat that mantra anytime you have need. Slowly opening your eyes if they're closed. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. And thank you. I look forward to you joining me tomorrow. Like I said, the broadcast should be on YouTube by 1 p.m. And you're always welcome to join in person. The puja will begin at noon tomorrow, and same time it'll begin on Sunday. And chanting will hopefully have a Zoom broadcast going at the same time for those of you who are available, who are on Shiva Mandir's mailing list, and there will be a link to that Zoom broadcast. Till then, have a wonderful night. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Thank you once again.